Thanks to the EA Creator Network, I just got access to The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature early. I swatched out every single build by item in the catalog from this pack, so you can use this as a tool to decide if you want to spend the money on this pack or maybe wait for a sale later down the line at the end of the year. I will say I do really, really love this build buy, so it's good. It's very good, is all I'm gonna say. So this is everything in the pack. There's a lot of items. I didn't bother going through and counting. I wish I could just see a number, but there's a lot of items. Starting over here, we have 6 different wall textures, and they're all very lovely. And it does look a little bit funky because of my reshade right now, but it's really ugly without the reshade because of Sims lighting. So we're gonna keep it on, but it looks kind of transparent. If something looks transparent or like a little funky, it's because of my reshade, not because of the pack. The first thing I thought was this beautiful like forest wallpaper, and it's just stunning. It's easier to see when you just like only have the one color, but it's beautiful. It's so fun. It's a great like backdrop for anything as like an accent wall or like even a whole room. And then above there's this wall that is like a birch tree like bark, but as a wall texture, and the colors match the border of the tree wallpaper, which I love to see. There's also this stucco, and we don't have very many colorful stucco, so it's fun to see some more like teals and blues and like even this peach versus just like typically like grays and whites and stuccos. And I think this is really nice as well. It has like a little bit of mossy vibe to it and it's very pretty. There's also this beautiful stone, which does have a matching foundation texture and platform texture. So it matches all around, which I love to see. I would love to have like a one that matches the wall, but honestly, it's not a big deal. Like the stucco wall. But it's this beautiful mossy stone and I love it. I think it's beautiful and I can't wait to like use this in a build. I have so many ideas. For like these wallpapers and this honestly this whole pack. And then there is also a shingles wallpaper that comes in literally so many colors. I don't know why there's so many shades of blue that are oh so similar to each other, but there are. But there's a lot of these and I think they're very pretty. I personally have a hard time using shingles as a wallpaper. I've just always struggled. Like I have a really hard time using the ones from like cats and dogs. So that's just like a personal thing. I always love seeing people do it. I don't know how much I'm gonna use it because I struggle with shingles as a wallpaper, but it's beautiful. And then we have this gorgeous glass wallpaper that is similar to the ones that we just got in the base game update, except it's for the fairies pack and it's stunning. Just look at it. The ornate like lines and everything. I swatched this out and I almost cried because it was so pretty. It's so nice. It's so nice. And then we have 3 different floor textures, which honestly isn't a lot, especially not to have like a wood, like a regular wood texture, but they are very nice floors. So we have this one stone right here that is all of these different colors, and they all have like pink swatches and yellows and blues and everything. Even though they're floors, they still have like a lot of fun colors. The only thing is that this has nothing to do with like anything and how it's made or anything like that. It just looks like it's really painful to walk on, especially barefoot. Otherwise, it's very cute. I do wish it had a transparent swatch so that you just have the stones, so you could put them on whatever floor or like terrain paint you have down. But I don't know if that's like just a me thing that wants that, but I think it'd be nice to have like whenever you have like stone floors to have a transparent swatch, even if it's just one of the swatches, to be transparent so that there's no grass or dirt or anything underneath it or concrete or like just so it's like placed on the ground. I think that'd be really nice, but one can dream. And then we have this grass swatch. It's the Dainty Meadow Grass is what it's called. I don't know why there's so many brown swatches when it's grass. Like I know grass can be brown, but like we're in a whimsy forest. I don't want brown grass. Like why are so many of them brown? But they are very pretty. They're pretty cute. Like just look at that like green one. Like it's very cute. It's a very cute one. I like all the little flowers, and all the flowers have different colors on different swatches. And then we have this wood, basically like a wood stone almost. Like it's a wood, I don't know what you would call this, but it's like a stone floor, like a mosaic stone floor sort of thing, but wood. And I think it's very fun and different than something we have. We don't have anything that's really like this. And I think it's very fun. I don't love the wood, like the wood texture on the pieces themselves. I feel like it feels a little lazy and not as much like wood. I feel like if the wood texture was a little bit better, it would be better. So like this one just looks like rocks. Like that looks like stone. Honestly, this one kind of looks like stone too. Like they all kind of look like stone in a way over wood, but it's still nice. I'll have to see how to use it. And then we have 2 different roof swatches. I don't have all of them out here, like every single swatch, because it would have taken up too much space. But they do come in an array of different colors, and they're very nice. And they match the shingles for the walls pretty well too. So you can have like a fully like monochrome build if you want. And then the grass one matches the same like floor texture that I just showed you, and it has all the different swatches. And you can basically make a hobbit house now with like a grass roof. And then to go along with these, there are 2 different trims. So there's like a wood trim right here for this one. It has lots of nice colors again, and they match the roof wood color. And then this one over here has a grass swatch. So it'll be a bit of a grass trim to again aid in making hobbit holes and similar homes in the ground. Oh, that one has little flowers on it. I didn't even notice that. So these have flowers on it. They all have flowers? Okay, no. I apparently only looked at like 2 of the swatches. So they'll have flowers on it. That's really cute. And then we also got a wall trim. Only 1 wall trim, but we did get one, and it's this wooden one with moss all over it, and it comes in a bunch of colors. But again, the space did not really have the space for it. Wait, there's a second one. How did I miss that? Wow, I missed that. But here's the other trim then. First looks at this trim. It's the same as the roof trim, just in different colors. But it's very pretty. I like the design on it. And then this one is same wood textures and like it's all the same colors and everything, but as a little mossy trim. And then we have roof decorations, roof sculptures, which include 2 of these little dormers. This one is so cute. I love the round. I don't think we really have one like this either, and this is very perfect for the hobbit holes. It's meant to kind of blend in with like this roof texture. And then we also have this one that's meant for the other roof texture, and it's more of a like regular looking roof. I did shrink them down, so they are by default this size. But just for space reasons, I shrunk them down, but they are a decent size. But they also shrink down very well. And then we have these 2 plants. Now, these are actually the only landscaping we have in the pack that's like landscaping. Everything else is in debug, which is annoying. I wish they were not in debug, but I get it. There's probably pack limitations. Like there's limitations to how many things you can put in the pack, but like I want actual landscaping, not debug stuff. But they work as actual landscaping, but they're technically a roof decoration. They're not in like the plants thing, which I feel like is an oversight of tagging them as that. These are plants that you can slot onto your roof, which we also got in the new update. So they both can go on your roof and be a roof plant, which I am all over the roof plants so much. I've put so many plants on my roof so far, and it's been like 3 days. And then there is this chimney is the last one of these. And I think this is so fun and whimsical. It kind of reminds me of like Dr. Seuss, like the Who's and everything. And I think it's really fun and so cute, and I really like it. I like that there's some like rustier swatches and some cleaner swatches, and I like it a lot. And then here you can see here is the trim texture for the foundation and the platform that matches the wall above that I mentioned. And then over here we have the rest of our build buy stuff. So we have 2 different spandrels. I swatched one of them out in every single color right here along with their columns that match, but I changed my wall height so you can't see it as well. But they're like that, and I think they're very cute. They're very cute together. And then we have this one, which I didn't swatch out because it's all the same colors. This one, and it's this more like braided wood, like twig stick kind of vibe versus like a carved wood. And I like this a lot. And I think they also go seamlessly with the column, which you would expect, but it just, sometimes I feel like they don't blend seamlessly. This one just looks perfect. Like both of these are really nice. And then in the same wood tones, we have 2 different fences, which both have matching gates, might I add. The first one is this regular one, and I think it's a very nice simple plain fence. Like I feel like we don't get a lot of like simple looking fences, and it's just a nice little fence, and I like it. I feel like this could easily become a go-to fence for me, especially with it all being off different colors and like having lots of different wood tones, and also like the black and like the purpley like magenta. Is that a magenta? It's probably purple, in the purple swatch and everything. So there's lots of nice colors. And then we have this really fun like braided stick fence with the plants on it, and again all the same swatches, and it's so good. And they both have their own gates. So these are the gates for the first fence, and it comes with all the swatches that match. I just don't want to swatch them all out. And then these are the gates for the hedge fence, and I think it is so magical. I didn't know I wanted this, but now I need more fences like that are like this. Like please, I would like this in my own garden. Not that I have a garden or a home, but I would love to have this in my own garden at some point when I have a house and a yard. And maybe I'll actually make a garden if I have this fence. And it's just beautiful. And I can't wait to like get building with these. Like just look at how nice that is. It's so nice. It's so nice. And then lastly, for the like build by catalog, we have stairs. I think I'm just missing one swatch because there wasn't enough space, but they have all of these different stone swatches that match the wall and the foundation trim. And then we have railings that match the fences, so all the same swatches so that everything can match very nicely. And I love these stairs. These are such good stairs, and I feel like there's similar ones in the game, but like not enough. Like I feel like this is like a pretty unique stair from what we have in the game, which I love to see something that's a little bit more unique. And then the last little bit of like this buy catalog is the wall sculptures. So our wall sculptures are actually right here. So we have this like little end cap. What I don't It's called a corbel, maybe? I've never heard that name before. I never tried to name these things, but these little like corner pieces. I often use them as like the legs for a shelf. I'll like put the immaculate shelf on there and it'll be a shelf. But it's this thing, and I think it's cute. It has a lot of nice colors. I like it a lot. It'll go really well with cottage living. And then I'm sorry for the flicker on the walls. I don't know why, but whenever I do these like full lots, the walls flicker like this, and I don't understand. But we also have this perennial perch, which is a little flower box, and it has like a little birdhouse or like fairy house in it, and it's just so pretty. It has like little stairs. It's adorable. And then we have this Juliet balcony, which is also sized down for space reasons, but it is regularly that size. And it's just the most whimsical thing you might ever want. Like imagine being on this balcony and your lover is down on the ground speaking Shakespeare to you. Like, I'd love to be Juliet on this balcony, you know? Like, it's so good. It's so fun. It's so cute. Now for doors. There are so many doors. The only problem with the doors and the windows, it's all only one wall height. I don't know why they stopped giving us 2 and 3 wall height windows and doors. I feel like in this pack, like, you can argue that it's like it's fairies, like things are supposed to be a little smaller and like lower houses and stuff. And like, that makes sense. But like, I still want to have higher, like, taller wall one. Like, I would like 2 and 3 wall height doors. But there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 doors and arches. The first one is this adorable one that has a beautiful carving and some of them have like colors inlaid in them. And the carvings are different on each of them. There's a few repeats, but they're so beautiful. And the snail just brings me so much joy. And it's just so cute looking. It's going to be great for some cottages. And then the second door we have is actually, there's 2 versions of this door. There is one without a wreath and one with a wreath. So I only have 2 of the ones with wreath alpha because they look all the same. Basically, it's all same swatches. It's just like the wreath changes colors a little bit. We have 2 of these doors out with the wreath, and then we have the rest of them here, again, with the really nice wood tones, same colors. And I also really like the wood texture here, and like how there's like a crack in the wood almost. I think it's very pretty. And then we have this double door, which is in a similar style as the previous ones. And it has like a nice, pretty like wood, like branch arch above it with similar color swatches and everything. It's just like it's like this door, but a double wide, like a 2 wide door with windows. And it's very pretty. Now for these doors, now these ones are my favorite. There's a lot of doors. So there's this single wide tile one. I didn't swatch them all out because they're all the same swatches as the other ones. And I was on stream for much longer than anticipated. So I didn't want to spend too much time like swatching out things that we have all the same swatches for. But this is a beautiful door with the carvings right here. The round window is beautiful. I am obsessed with it. It's going to go great on like hobbit holes. I just want to build so many hobbit holes is really what's happening. Is I want to build a hobbit house. And then we have this one that is similar to the ones from before. It's just it's like a single door, not a double door like this one, but it's like 2 wide still. And it's a fun little shape. For some reason, the shape of this reminds me of a 2. I don't know if that's just me, but it reminds me of a 2, and it's throwing me off, and I don't know how I feel about it. But it's very nice. Same swatches and everything with those. And then we get to the really good doors. Well, first we have these arches, though. So these are the 4 different arches. We have 2. I probably should place these together. So we have the one that matches some of the doors and windows, like one of the styles, which is this like more like just branch kind of looking ones. And then we have these ones, which are a little bit more carved, and they're twisty, and they're very, very pretty. And they all come in the same swatches as the other wood tones for both of these. And then we get to these doors. Now, these doors are what I was looking forward to. So these ones have some really nice, just, swatches like this. There's some like nice, fun, like swirlies to the glass. But then you go over here and there's butterfly glass windows. Look at that. That is incredible. It's so freaking pretty. And like this white one with like the greens and blues and like maybe a little bit of purple in there, and the leaf handles. If I don't have this door in my house in real life, I'm gonna throw a fit. And I think that almost everything has like a dark swatch, like a black swatch, and it's like very like dark fairy, like Vidya from the Disney fairies movies. And there's always like a pink one that's also giving like Barbie Fairytopia. And then we have this one, which is also same swatches for everything, but it's just a different shape. So it has this like extra piece on the side, and it is just a little bit more round, and it's beautiful as well. All the doors are beautiful. I'm gonna never stop using them in my entire life. And then we're on to windows. I didn't swatch out all the windows because they're all the same swatches as the doors, and it's fine, but I have some of all of them. So we have this one that matches the door that I just showed you with like the butterfly in the like glass. And we have a smaller version of them with just no butterfly, just regular glass panes. And then we have an even smaller version of them, which I think it's kind of fun to have 3 different sizes of those. And then we have this single wide mirror that matches the like funky shaped door. And then we have a little version of that and a taller version of that and an even taller, bigger version. There's also a third. There's also another one of this, but it's a curved one. So this will work on curved walls. So that's why there's 2 of them, but I only have 1 out. And then there's this one as well. And then we have these ones. I pulled this one out twice. One's probably a curved. Yeah, okay. So one is curved, one's curved, one isn't for curved walls. And we have this one, which matches that big door. And I just love it so much. It's so beautiful. I honestly have nothing bad to say about these windows or doors, except for the fact that I would like them in taller wall heights. But again, it makes sense to not have them because it's fairies, and fairies are typically very small, and so like I get it, but I'm a little sad. But they're so nice. And then that's it for the build buy. It's a pretty good amount of build buy. It's a pretty good amount of build buy. These aren't build buy. Those are fireplaces. I was running out of space, so I had to move things back. It's not quite as much as like For Rent, Love Struck, in terms of like build buy stuff. But honestly, I feel like it's enough to like make really good houses. Like I don't think we needed more than this in terms of like the build catalog. I would have loved like a regular wood floor, with like regular like wood slats, but we do have a lot of those. But I would have loved it in like these colors because I'm not the biggest fan of this, but it's just personal preference. I have like some issues with personal preference stuff, but like nothing that I'm like gonna ding them on like in a rating because I just have a preference of not being something like this missing them that I would prefer. But moving on to the buy catalog, starting with chairs. We have 2 of these chairs. So we have one that has a pillow and one that doesn't. And if you see, they're actually mirrored. So the arms are on different sides for both of them, which I think is really cute. And this is going to be so fun to use in like a little book nook. Or honestly, my first thought was like in an office waiting room. Maybe because I was at the doctor's office this morning, but like it feels like a good chair for like a waiting room. I don't know if that's weird. I will say, like, I love that one has a pillow and one doesn't, but like it's gonna kind of bug me to like always have, if I want to have like the mirrored versions of both of them out, I'll have one always have a pillow and one doesn't. I think that will probably bother me a little bit, but not too much. Like maybe a little bit. And then we have the dining chair. This is a dining chair. It's so fun. It's so fun with the wood, with the design of a fairy wing. I think it's just so cute and whimsy. Everything in this package is so whimsical. And it just brings me so much joy just to see all of these like fun, magical looking things. As someone who grew up with like fairies and like the Disney fairies and the Barbie movie fairies and just all of that, like I love seeing all of this. It's so fun. We have this other dining chair, which is like a normal looking dining chair. And it's not my favorite chair. I think it would be very uncomfortable sitting in real life, but that doesn't matter in The Sims. But it's very cute. It's a very cute chair. I just don't think it's comfortable. And it does match the dining table and the like side tables and everything. So it fits into that like line of furniture in the game. And then we have this chair, which is so fun and so foresty. Like this is something that you just find in a forest. And it has all the swatches to match like the windows and doors. You know what I just realized? So I was like, this reminds me of Sully from Monsters Inc. But actually this colorway, like with the pink and the blue, is Bibble. You can't tell me this chair isn't Bibble as a chair. Do you think that was intentional? I kind of hope it was. But I love this chair. I think it's so cute. It's like, but it's giving like forest royalty throne to me. And then we have our couches. Now, the one downside of this couch is that there's no matching love seat, which is not unusual for The Sims, but it's always a little disappointing when we don't get the matching love seat. And we don't even have an actual love seat either. We have benches, and that's really it. So I do wish there was a love seat, but this couch is very nice though. It has a little leaf-shaped pillow, which is cute. It also feels very mermaidy with all of these like these pillows with like the leaves on them. It is called the Fairy Tale Shell Sofa, so it's giving mermaid vibes, but it says it's shells from it's like inspired by shells forged along the shores, but it's mermaids. Like how so much of this like I feel like really works for mermaids, and I feel like they might be trying to compensate for the fact that mermaids aren't a good cult and we didn't get anything for mermaids because they're in Island Living. But also maybe it's a little hint that we're gonna get mermaid updates or something. Who knows? But they have really nice colors, and I love the color combos. There's a lot of times where I don't like the color combo when there's like pillows and blankets and stuff on the couch themselves, but I really like it. And they have this bench. I don't love it. I don't hate it though. I think it's kind of fun. It looks a little funky. Like it looks like a slimy, but it's like flower petals or moss. And then we have also, for some reason, this is considered an indoor love seat, but this isn't. This is considered a bench because it's an outdoor furniture. Make it make sense. But this, especially this one, if you play Palia, you'll recognize this immediately. This looks so much like the growable furniture in Palia. And it's so magical looking. Imagine this is like a pew in a wedding. There is a wedding arch that I'll show you later on, but just imagine. And we have a regular bench. And honestly, we don't have a good like regular bench. I think this is a very good bench. There's not much anything like crazy about it. It's just a nice bench. It's a nice bench. And then we have bar stools that match the other dining table chair that we already looked at, and they're very pretty. And then back here, we have some dressers. And then finishing off for our like comfort items, we have 4 different beds. Only one is for adults, which is a little bit wild. But this is the full-sized bed with the canopy and the flowers, and it's like wooden, and it has beautiful designs for the comforters, and it's so pretty. But then our other beds are a crib, which very cute. We love a crib, and a bassinet. Love a bassinet. It's very cute, very cozy. And then a toddler bed. So we have beds for babies, infants, and toddlers. We don't have like a teen bed. Like we don't have like a kid teen, like a single bed, or like for a single adult, like that only has one person sleeping in the bed. So like you want to have a single bed. I think we could have done well with a single bed in here. Like literally just make this longer and you have a single bed. Like it's basically the same thing, but they're still cute. But I would have liked another bed. But that's it for the comfort items that are in this pack. So moving on to surfaces, there are lots of surfaces. So first we have this plant stand right here. It's like a little shelf plant stand, and I think it's adorable. It has some fun swatches. I love the swirls. And then we have a side table, which matches the coffee table, which matches the dining tables. So I love a matching line. Someone brought up the fact in my chat today that they had heard someone else refer to them as meat colored. And I don't know how I feel about that. And I am trying to avoid looking at them like that. But use that information as you will. I'm sorry if it ruined your day to think of these as meat colored. I don't see it. But someone brought it up, and I don't get it. Why are these like the same swatch? One's like a little pinker than the other one was more like gray. I swear those are the same swatch. Some of those aren't the same swatch. Bro. I guess the legs are different colors. But those are all the tables that we got. Honestly, pretty cute. I don't love the dining table, to be completely honest with you. I think it could have been better. I think if it had the more like woven wood like this, I would have liked it more. Like on the sides, like you could have added, instead of having like these supports, it could have been wood and the legs could have been wood. I think it would have been better that way, but it's okay. It's okay. And then next on surfaces, we have our kitchen surfaces. So this pack comes with one cabinet, an island counter, and an upper cabinet. And they're honestly very cute. I don't love the swatch color combinations, more just because I usually do like more neutral kitchens. But they have some really pretty swatches. There are some really pretty ones that I probably would use, like this white and tan one, or like this like plain, just all wooden one. But I don't love the color combinations on here. But that's just more of a preference though. It's more of a preference, but I think they're still pretty. And this is the matching cabinets under there and the matching island. And they're very nice. And they also have some fun end pieces. So like this is for the island, and this is an inner corner piece for the counters. And then for the upper cabinets, we even have a full piece. So this is like an actual full piece. I don't know why it's all the way up there. I don't know why it's floating. It wasn't floating before. Don't know what that is, but it doesn't float, I swear. But so lots of fun cabinet pieces to go with these. There's also a desk, which is very cute and fun. I love like the 2-tiered shelves versus like one straight tier. I don't like it when there's just like a shelf. I like the 2-tiered a lot. And I like if this was closer to what the dining table looked like, I feel like it would have been very, very much better than what this is. That wasn't a real sentence, but it's okay. But like having like the curved wood and everything as a dining table, I think would have been better. And then our last few surfaces, we have one right here. We have a clothing rack that is very outdoorsy, very cute. It like blends in right with the outdoors, and it's like a wood clothing rack, and there are enough swatches of the clothes for one to be on every single one. Like there's the same amount of swatches for the clothes that clip onto them as there is swatches of the item itself, which I love that. I think that's so good. There's matching ones for like all of them. And the last few are up here on the wall. So we have this shelf, which is 3 shelves all attached, and they're very, very cute, and they are 1 tile wide, and I've placed them kind of poorly on my wall here, but it's okay. And then we have 2 mushroom shelves. So we have this teeny tiny little mushroom right here and all fun swatches. And then we have this bigger mushroom, which is 2-tiered. I've actually never tried slotting anything on here yet. So let me see about slotting something. Okay, so we can slot some things on there, which if we couldn't, I'd be livid, but like you can definitely swatch stuff on here. So that's very good. That's very, very good. So that's it for the surfaces. Now moving on to plumbing, we have a full bathroom set. which I was not expecting in this, but it makes sense. So first we have the shower, which I will say it's giving mermaid. This is another one of the things that's like majorly mermaid and not fairy. It's also an outdoor shower. Like it's meant to be an outdoor shower, not an indoor shower. Like you can put it inside, but this is definitely like is much more outdoor than indoor. And then we have a new toilet, and I literally never said toilet is so cute before, but look at how cute this toilet is. I think this is gonna be great for like rags to riches when you like things to feel very like not involved, but like very, I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. But it's really cute. You can just kind of like blend in with everything around it instead of using like a potty bush. And it's so cute. It's very, very cute. And then we have a corner tub. We haven't had a corner tub in so long. I think it's been since Get Famous since we've had a corner tub. So I love to see this. I will say it's a little bit bulky, especially for a pack about fairies that are small, and all of the furniture is kind of on the smaller-ish side with like the doors and the windows and stuff. So it's kind of big for that, but I think it's still very pretty. And it's mermaidy though. And then we have a sink, which again is kind of mermaidy. Like it's kind of like a shell. But we do have like a leaf spout on the faucet and some fun like little clutter pieces underneath. But it's very pretty. And all the colors, they all have a matching colorway for all of them. And that's the bathroom set. I was not expecting a full bathroom set in this. And then on to activities and skills. There's a lot of activities and skills in this pack. So we have the apothecary table and the apothecary storage shelf cabinet. I do believe they are both functional. I think you can you can use this to also use this because it's in activities and skills. I haven't tried it yet because I haven't done any gameplay, but I think it's very cute. And I like that you can have two options possibly. I don't know if they'll have different functionality, and so you need to have both of them to be an apothecary, or if you can just choose one. So like maybe you have less space, you can just choose the tall one, where it doesn't take much space versus like the wide one. But we'll have to wait and see and check out on gameplay. But I think it's very cute. I will say it is a little bit weird that we don't have like an apothecary, like a big apothecary cabinet with all of the like the little drawers. Like we have a little bit right here, but we have an apothecary like trunk coffee table from from Growing Together. And I don't know if that was like a hint towards this pack maybe, but I think that would have been more suited in this pack. Something like that. I would have loved to like have a very tall one though with a lot of the drawers. I also just a big fan of those, but I think that would have been nice. And then we have the bar and the bar back. The bar back, you guys, you're gonna be blown away by this. But this is the bar. It has a waterfall that does fall. Like it's a functional waterfall in live mode, and it has lots of fun stuff even behind it. Like look at the little like tulips over here as the like I forget what they're called. Not a spigot, but like a tap. That's a tulip tap, and a little like shelf right here with all of the different drinks and everything, and it has beautiful colors. These are the bar backs. I need to see this one specifically because this is the prettiest one I think in all of them. Because what do you mean this is a bar back? Imagine this is like a wedding arch, like a like a backdrop for a wedding, or a headboard, or just a photo backdrop. Because what do you mean? This is incredible. Just look at them. They're so beautiful. Like this one too, with like the browns and the pinks. Like, come on. They're beautiful. And they all have a matching swatch with the bars. There is also this little booklet. It's kind of like a book, but it's a nature press, and you can basically forage for stuff and use this in game to like press flowers and herbs and that kind of stuff to store them and preserve them. And you can turn them into things like wall art and candles and stuff, which I think is so fun. We have 4 different swatches of these, and I can't wait to try some gameplay with that. Also, like I had said, there is a wedding arch. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. I could see this I could see using this for just other stuff besides a wedding arch because it's gorgeous. It's so much more use, I think, than just using a wedding arch. Like using it as like a like an opening for a fence instead of having like a gate. You could have a fence. You can overlap them with like move objects, but they're very, very pretty. We also have these 2 items. Now these are unlockable. So this is the glasswood tree. This is the glasswood tree, and you complete this by finishing a fable, which I don't know much about because I haven't gotten the gameplay, but you have this that you can unlock through doing the fable, and then you also have this big stone that you unlock through doing a different fable. So I assume these have some functionality to them. I don't know what the functionality is, but they do have functionality to them. And then we have the little fairy house, and you can collect fairy dust in here, as fairies will occupy the little house. So you can basically farm fairy dust with fairies. Which I think is kind of silly, but also kind of fun because there's a lot of things to do with fairy dust in this pack, and I think it's a very cute one. And there's also a fairy home from the early purchase items, but I'll show you those later on. But there's also a second one of those if you purchase it before. I think it's August 21st. And then we have one of the most functional items of the game. It's one of the new features of this game is livable functional houseplants. So these are live houseplants that you can have your Sims purchase. I assume you can purchase, like you can these plants and you can grow them and you can take care of them and make sure they don't die, and maybe can be a better green thumb in the game instead of real life. Like me, I'm not a good green thumb. My plants don't like me. But there are several different plants. There's a Boston fern, a monstera, a pothos, a succulent, an anthurium, a ficus, and they're so fun. I can't wait to like play around this gameplay. And you can mix and match the pots. There's lots of different pots. There's 4 different styles with a ton of different swatches for all of them. And I'm very excited to explore this part of the pack. The last activity is this swing set. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, and it comes in all the different wood swatches, and it's so nice. It's so nice. I love it a lot. And then on to decorations. I was a little bit disappointed in the decor in this pack. I was thinking there's gonna be a lot, and like there's some of it's in debug because of the flower pressing, but a lot of it's not. A lot of it is plants. There's a lot of plants. So we have this big planter right here, which has that flower that you can also put on your roof. In the planter right here, we also have the same for this one that you can also put on your roof that has a little like scalloped tulipy looking, not tulip, but like scalloped pot that it is in. We also have this little guy right here. It's just like a little decor piece. I don't think it makes sense, but it's fine. We have little Fernie the Fern, which some of these pots have eyes, some of them don't. And then we also have this plant, which is called Luck in a Pot. And then for plants, we also have a lot of wall plants. So if we come up here, we have 5 different wall plant pieces. We have this one right here, and they all come in like generally the same colors. We have this one right here that's like a little one. We have this big one that's very good for like a plant curtain. And then we have this one right here. And then lastly, we have this one that is a vertical versus horizontal. And they're so pretty. I can't wait to play around with these and like see what all the uses I can do with them, but I'm definitely gonna be using them as curtains. Like this just screams curtain. Or like, oh, I wonder if we can cover an archway with it. Oh, it's like the perfect width to put above like an archway. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll be doing that. You're gonna see that a lot from me in the near future. And then unfortunately, we only have 2 wall pieces. And now the thing is that one of them is not tagged as paintings or posters. Oh, it is a wall decoration. Never mind. I was about to go off on things, but no. Okay, I just missed it when I was looking through here. But we have this painting art poster collection. I don't love it. I'm a little bit tired of having a bunch of stuff in the game that has like wall decor, but it's also a certificate or a degree on it. And I'm like, it would have been so good at separate pieces or just without this. I just don't like that it has like, and like it's obviously it's like for an apothecary, it's like there's certificates and stuff, but I would have loved to not have that piece. Otherwise they're fun. I don't like the one that's like the person, but I think these ones are cute on the sides. And then we have a kitchen backsplash. It is this really cute moth on the tile with like plants around it, and it's beautiful. It comes in so many different colors. I love this one a lot with like the green and the pink, and I can't wait to use this with the new counters and everything. Like just look at that, and there's like this pink one as well. Beautiful. There's also 2 mirrors. We have this beautiful tall mirror with mushrooms and like sticks and everything, like not sticks but like branches that encase it. It's like encased in a tree basically, and it's so cute. And there's ones with all different kinds of like mushroom colors. And then we also have another mirror over here that really reminds me of that like not mushroom but like the moss mirror trend a few years ago. So I'm like, this is something I feel like you could easily DIY in real life if you wanted to make this. But it has some really cute swatches with all their like leaves and vines and stuff. And then curtains, we have 2. They're basically the same and they're just different sizes. So we have this smaller one for like a 1 wide window, and we have this wider one for a 2 wide window. Love them so much. They're so cute. I love the pattern. It's gonna be so good with a lot of packs that we have like cottage living, and I just can't wait to overuse those and get tired of them. And then we have a few sculpture pieces, including this wood carving decor piece that is an unlockable through the career. You can unlock this through the career. And then there are 3 gnomes. There are 3 gnomes. This is Gnome Dolph. Gnome Dolph. This is Plant Gnome. Look at his little face. Look at him. And then we have Very Fairy Gnome. I love them so much. I love them so much. And we have 3 different rugs, but actually we have like 18 different rugs. This is all one rug with different swatches. It has so many swatches. And so it's 5 different swatches with the 5 different leaf shapes. And they're really nice. I don't know what's happening with this ground over here. For some reason, this like area on this ground is like really funky. Like there's just this one spot that does not like to work. So don't know what's going on with that. But those are really cute. We also have this moss. It's called a faux rest floor. And it has some like really fun, like mossy, stony textures, and then some like water going through. Adorable. And then we have this one, which is beautiful. So there's one with a unicorn. There's 2 different ones with a unicorn. There's 2 dragon ones. There's this tree. There's a gnome swatch. This one, I think it's a phoenix. I think that's a phoenix. And we have this one with a deer on it, like a buck. And I think they're very, very pretty. I will say, I wish there were more. I wish there were more rugs that were more similar to like this one, but without like characters on it. I would have loved for like just a regular looking rug that just like felt a little whimsy. I'll take it, but like I would have loved more. And then we have 2 fireplaces. We have this one, which it matches all the leather wood tones. It's just like a normal looking fireplace that matches pretty much everything else in the pack. And then we have the stone fireplace with 4 different shelves. I honestly have not found much that slots onto it. I also haven't tried too much of it. But you can slot stuff onto these. But the problem is that not a lot slots to it, at least in the pack. That I haven't tried everything, but like this is the only thing that slots to it so far that I've seen, and I think that's a problem. I think they should have made everything slot to there. But it's very good. It comes in all the colors, like the pinks and the browns and everything. The only problem is that it's only 1 wall height. Everything else is also only 1 wall height. But sometimes I want to build with 2 wall height, you know? And then for our clutter pieces, we have this little book set with the little mushrooms as book stoppers. We have the Freezer Bunny Fairy plush with the cute little wings. We have this frame, one with a gnome who's like giving you like a pep talk. And then one with this beautiful mushroom plant lady. Maybe it's Mother Nature. Looks like Tafiti a little bit from Moana. Very cute. And then we have this apothecary study set with lots of little fun clutter bits in there. We have this balance reset kit, which you unlock. So all 3 of these are unlockable. You have to do the skills and the career to unlock all 3 of these clutter items. So we only have 3 clutter items technically that are in the clutter category. We have this little like fairy door. I'd love to see this as any sort of functionality to it. Probably not. Like I like the idea of having maybe some sort of functionality if you're a fairy. And then we have this apothecary organizer, which is also very fun. And I love the colors of it. I think it'll be a fun clutter piece. But again, it's unlockable. You have to unlock it to get it. Or you have to use bb.ignore gameplay unlock entitlement sheets, which is what I usually do. And then we have the miscellaneous category. So we have this random flower. I assume this is probably something to do with gameplay. Like we'll probably receive it for receiving something, but it's very pretty. We also have these little canopies, and I had this idea during stream with the little beds, like with a 1 tile, or like with a single bed, and using these to create like a little canopy for it. It works really well with cribs too, and it's adorable. So highly recommend trying that out in your builds. And then we have these pergolas. They are sized down, so they are typically this height, but I set them down for size. And they're very pretty. And just look at how magical these are to walk through. I wonder if they light up. No, that makes sense. They're trees. They're so pretty. They're so pretty and cute. There are also a few kid toys and kid things. So there's this really cute little acorn lamp. This is a little lamp. It's like a little kid's lamp. And they do glow pretty well. There are 2 new like toys. So we have a little mushroom guy and a little dragon. We also have a acorn toy box. Look at him, he's so good. He's so good. And then we have a dollhouse over here, which I know your fairy sims can sleep in here. I don't think they can interact with like the furniture maybe, but I have seen they've shown videos on the trailers of a fairy falling asleep in here, like on the floor, like in front of the bed. So your fairies can definitely sleep in here, which I think is very fun and exciting. And then we have lighting. There's actually some really fun lighting in here. So we have this little lamp right here. It's like a little table lamp, and it has a little staircase mushroom on it. And I feel like that maybe this is a hint to getting spiral staircases in the not too near future. Fingers crossed. Cross your fingers, cross your toes, cross your butts. Oh, hoping maybe that's what that is. Who knows? We have this lamp that is like a tree with flowers. We have all of these like wall flower branches. We have this really cute chandelier with mushrooms, and then we have the matching branch chandelier over here, and then we also have this really, really cute wall mounted like sconce. This looks like a little fairy house in a tulip that is just absolutely adorable. We also have a new mailbox, which I love to see a new mailbox. We don't have a lot of mailboxes, and I think it's so cute. It just fits the vibe so well. We also have a dresser over here for a like storage item, and this is so different from anything that we have so far because it's a 2 height one. I don't think we really have something like this besides maybe like the cubbies in base game. This is like a little cubby one for like kids, but that's for kids. Like it's not like this. And I think it's very nice. I've made things like this with like cheats and everything as like a vanity, and I love to see that they're doing something like this actually in the game. It'll be so cute to like have the mirror, the wall hanging mirror, like right here above it as like a little dressing station. And then we have bookcases. So we have this bookcase, which is a little 1 tile wide sized one with all the different like wood swatches. And then we have this one. So this is 2 different bookcases actually. So this is one to the left and one to the right. They all have the same swatches, so only swatched out one. But they have all the matching wood tones. Again, this looks like Bibble. Like that is Bibble. I wonder if that's intentional or if it's just a coincidence. But I think this is such a fun new way to do a bookshelf. We don't really have anything like this at all. And I think it'd be great in like a library in like a kids area or like in a kids. I'm so excited to use it. I'm so excited to use that. And then lastly, we have our early purchase items. So if you buy the pack before August 21st, you will get these 3 items as a bonus. And after that, you won't be able to get them. But you have a little fountain right here with some really pretty swatches. You have the bonus fairy house that I showed a little bit earlier that also functions like the one in the game already. That's not the early purchase. And then we have this little lamp. And it's like a little wooden lamp with little mushrooms in it. Does it? I think it actually lights up too. Yeah, it's an actual light. So those are very cute too. But that's everything in Build Buy. There is a good chunk of stuff in Debug. I haven't looked too deep in it, but there are some really good like Debug mushrooms as like landscaping and some other good like newer landscaping that's like not in other packs. But I love the Build Buy in this pack. I think it turned out so beautiful. And there's not really, usually in Build Buy, regardless of how I feel about a pack, there's usually like 1 item or 2 items that I actually just hate because they either just don't fit the vibe, I just have an irrational hatred for them for literally no reason, or just something else. I don't think there's a single item in this pack that I hate. I don't even think I could pick like a least favorite item. Like they're so lovely. Like everything in this pack felt so not uniform. It felt so cohesive and so whimsy and just it just fits so well together. Like it is so good at having a cohesive Build Buy pack throughout every item. I feel like there's a lot of times there's like 1 or 2 styles in packs. Like there'll be like a one like a not modern style. Then just something like a more modern style versus like a more like older kind of thing. And they also don't like look good together. But like there are a few different styles in this. There are with like the tables, like these are the more like swirly kind of wood, and then we have like the stuff that's actually made out of like branches. And I think they still flow so well together. Like this entire pack flows so well together. And I don't think I have like one bad thing to say about this. There are a few things I'm like, I wish there were windows and doors in 2 and 3 wall height. And I wish there was a single bed, not just a double bed and not just like kids' beds. So like there's a few things I'm like, I wish there were. And like a love seat couch that matches the regular couch. But everything in here is beautiful. I'm gonna use all of this all the time. And even the early purchase items I'm also gonna use all the time. Like I think this is a really well-rounded build pack for this style. Like you can fully create a house with everything in here with base game that fits the style. The only thing that there really isn't is there's not a fridge and there's not a stove, but we do have, my debug is open right now, but we do have this more ornate looking old-fashioned fridge that probably goes so well with this, and same with the stove. Like we have these, and I think that'll go well with the kitchen items. Could it be a better match if they added something in the game? Yes, but also a lot of this pack is about foraging and living off the land and not using that kind of stuff, so it makes sense to not have those. So you can make a whole bathroom, you can make a whole kitchen pretty much with base game. There's no trash can. There's not a single trash can. That's wild. You would think they'd have like a tree stump trash can or something. That's interesting. I would have liked to have a trash can on theme. None of these are on theme. You're telling me this is cottagecore? This is fairy vibes? No. Give me a trash. EA, where's my trash can? That matches. Outside of having a trash can, you can have a fully functional house with this pack alone and a few choice build by items. And I think it's a great value. Like you could really this is a very well encapsulated like pack. And honestly, I think I would give this this is a 10 out of 10 pack so far. I think it is. I think this is a 10 out of 10 build pack. I love it so much. I will say the one thing that I'm bringing out a little bit is that obviously it's very whimsy, it's very woodsy, it's very fairy and like that. So I don't know how much of it will be usable in like a regular house. Because I don't think you just want to like go into a bathroom in a regular house and have a tree stump toilet or a rock bathtub. But like the beds are honestly really nice for like an everyday build, and the backsplash as well. But everything does feel a lot like it has to be within a build for a fairy or like a build, like a cottage build, versus being able to use them in other builds. Like Business Hobbies. Business Hobbies was really good for all builds. There's a lot of basics that you could use with anything, but this is a very like specific pack, which is awesome. It's great if you're looking for that. But if you're looking for something that you can use with everything, like maybe if you only have like 1 or 2 packs and that you want to be able to use them all the time and like be cohesive, this is not the one for you yet. I would definitely recommend like Business and Hobbies over that for build buy if you're looking for something to be a little bit more cohesive and useful in a lot of different styles. This is very much kind of only for like 2 styles, and that's like cottagecore and fairy, which I guess are kind of the same thing. But if you like whimsy, if you like just pure adorableness, this is a good pack. This is a really good build buy pack. I haven't built with it yet, but I'm actually going to be doing that right after I get off of here. I'm going to go work on a speed build to hopefully put out tomorrow on Tuesday. So I'm very excited to build with this, though. I would give this 10 out of 10. I think this is beautiful. And like I said, if you order the pack before August 21st, you do get those early purchase items. Also, feel free to use code DizzyMissLizzy at checkout on the e-app at thesims.com. It supports me and my content by giving me a small commission on your orders, and it helps me feed my cat. So if you haven't bought it already and you would like to, and you have another creator code to use, feel free to use my code. Let me know what you think about this pack. I feel like most people are excited about it, but a lot of people I feel like also aren't. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, what do you think? What do you truly think about this pack? Because it's not for everyone. I very much know it's not for everyone. And honestly, it probably wouldn't have been for me like 5 years ago. But I think it's very nice. I think it's very lovely. Have you pre-ordered it already? Are you going to get it after it releases? Are you going to wait for a sale? Or are you just going to keep it out of your collection for right now until later on? But I'd love to know your thoughts. I really like chatting with you guys about the pack, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to watch me go through the cast and start building, I will be streaming tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern on Twitch, and we're going to be going through the cast, just like I did the build buy, but we're going to go through all the swatched up cast items, and then we're going to start building a house perfect for a fairy. So make sure to for that. It's linked down below. And if you want to enter a giveaway for this pack, thanks to the Credit Network who gave me a code to give away, I also will have that link down below, so you can win. I will pull the winner on Sunday the 12th. I think the 12th, the 13th. I'm pulling the winner on Sunday the 13th. So feel free to enter to win a copy of the pack, and it is open to all platforms. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!